Connect the world.
El Profesor, Latinodos, México.
Alejandro González Iñárritu is a Mexican film director, producer, and screenwriter. He is known for making modern psychological drama movies such as Amores, 21 Grams. Is he the greatest Mexican producer all time?
Yes.
Zumba is a fitness program that involves cardio and Latin-inspired dance, founded by Colombian Beto Perez in 2001. Do you know that the word Zumba originated from the word rumba, the Cuban music genre, along with the letter C, because Perez liked the character Zorro when he was a child?
No.
Jorge Luis Borges was an Argentinian short story writer, essayist, poet, and translator, and a key figure in Spanish language and international literature. Did you read all his books?
No.
Will Mexico survive the World Cup group stage in Qatar?
No.
The Lightning Network is only for geeks.
No.
Since 2019, League of Legends is the #1 game for esports with more than 100 million unique viewers. Do you think it's possible that another game will become the #1 game for esports in the near future?
Yes.
I prefer to eat on a weekly basis sushi over chilaquiles verdes con pollo.
No.
Did you crack the Da Vinci Code already?
No.
South America will be the first continent to win the race of making Bitcoin legal tender in every country.
Yes.
Are you Satoshi Nakamoto?
No.
Welcome to the Connect the World weekly podcast. I'm Edward.
And I'm Stef. We are ready to take you with us into the beautiful world of the Lightning Network.
Enjoy the ride. This is episode 27 of Connect the World. Stef, hey mate.
Hi, I'm waving at you, Edward. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine. I had a busy weekend with the wedding, and
I heard you shot 9,000 photos.
Yeah,
but I mean,
is this, like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but is it normal? I mean, what the hell is this?
Yeah,
something
well, we
every
use
photographer does, or?
Yeah, it's a way. Well, it's not spray and pray, but it's we're making series of pictures. So you wait, you see the right spot, the right moment only has to happen.
Okay.
And yeah, well, you shoot through it and through the moment also. So when a moment happens, then perhaps the image after the moment is the best image. So sometimes I make 100 photos for just one. So that's why.
I hope your customers doesn't pay you per photo then.
No, but you're absolutely right. The culling of the pictures is a hell of a job.
Crazy.
Yeah, I think 10% or something we take out of it, and then another time, and we do 3 or 4 batches of culling. So. It's a lot of work.
Nice, yeah, but I feel, man, I couldn't imagine that it really were 9,000 photos you shot. I mean, and you also have to edit them, right? So you have to look
and
at
it's
them
between
one by one, and you remove some that you don't like, and then.
And we shoot 42 megapixels, so it's between 400 and 500 gigabytes of raw data. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, well. Unfortunately, this week we had Richard Xavier, but he couldn't be with us this week. So we postponed it to another moment. That's no problem. And we welcome another guest, El Profesor, as our guest this week. So that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's we know him a little longer than
from the other guests community, obviously. And,
yeah, that's why.
A Spanish guy.
Yeah, so, and I've been in his voice chat. Yeah, he had a voice chat in his community. So in Spanish.
Nice.
Yeah. So we need to change it to Spanish. Stef, come on.
Yeah. Well, no.
And put on your
yeah, I can order some
Spanish
food and some cervezas, but that's it. I think
that's the most important, right?
Yeah. Hey, you did a quick talk also, and we are going to preview the quick talk in this episode. Yeah. So we have not much time left for the small talk, unfortunately. Right. So I think it's better for us to continue. So let's start.
Let's do that.
To talk a little bit about the statistics of the Lightning Network and of course our Rings of Fire community. And then the second part will be with El Profesor.
Right.
Connecter le monde.
Yes. So last week we added over 32.54 Bitcoin into the Lightning Network, and this week it's 33.135 Bitcoin. So we added more than a half. We added 60 million satoshis. So quite a decent number, yeah. With around 1,162 members participating in over 149 rings.
Nice, and it's a lot more than last week because we opened. I saw a lot of rings on the 24th.
Yes, a lot. So my time off went by, and now I'm back in business. So
all right.
So I started with opening all these rings. So
yeah. And we're now at block height 738,300, and there are 7 nodes less than last week, but that's no problem because of the 16,851 nodes, there's a network capacity of 3,915 Bitcoin, and that's almost 80 Bitcoin more than last week. So it's interesting again that the network capacity is growing.
Yeah. So 1 million satoshis at what is getting you $219, 271 euros, and 1,949 Chinese yuan.
Connect the world.
And let's start off with the first topic of the news, which is about the quick talk that we're gonna listen to. Because last week we talked about a Lightning payment widget, and a short recap for those who didn't know or who don't know what it is. It's a new widget for websites to get paid easily in Bitcoin, and it looks stunning, and it's really super easy to set up. And the developer of it is René Aron, and I talked with him in a quick talk, and I'm gonna put it on, a little snippet. There it comes. Well, for those who don't know how it works, can you explain your widgets? So from how to embed it on a website to the possibilities on how to accept payments?
Sure. So imagine you have, let's say, a blog or something, and you want to accept Bitcoin payments. The first thing you need to do is get somewhere payments can be sent to. So either that is your own node, if you have that already, or there can also be some kind of a Lightning address from some custodial service. That doesn't really matter. And as soon as you got your Lightning address, you're basically set up to accept Bitcoin payments on your website. You can go to widgets.21.net and click on Get Started there. And this will take you to a little configuration wizard where you can just customize the widget for your needs. So you can set a few colors or images or set some text. And then you will get some 2 lines of code. Very much looks like something you maybe know from YouTube or Twitter or something.
Yeah.
And this code, you can just add it to your website. Oftentimes, I think most of the content management systems provide some way of embedding HTML there. And you can just paste it in there where you would like the widget to show up. And that's it basically.
Super simple.
You can accept Bitcoin payments. Yeah.
And that's what you want, right? So super easy. If you want to know more about this project, please check and watch to the quick talk. I've put the link in the show notes. There it is, and all the links in them. It's 15 minutes, so it's not very long, and it gives you all the insights and more. And then B2C Pay Server Grant. I've put it here because at the Oslo Freedom Forum, Jack Mallers and the Human Rights Foundation gave a grant to B2C Pay Server to continue providing open and free Bitcoin payment software for businesses and individuals, regardless of geographic, political, and financial barriers. So that's very important. And then a funny thing, I thought it was interesting, Zero Login. Don't know if everybody knows it, but it uses LNURL authentication protocol for integrating passwordless authentication on your website. And you can check it there, and it's super easy. I think it's an interesting way to use the LNURL protocol for these kind of things. And then liquidity ads for LND. That was really interesting because during the news in episode 23, I discussed some possibilities to buy inbound liquidity. And like, for example, Magma from Amores, Flow from Voltage, and there are many others. Trying out the Magma service, I wrote also a Twitter thread, but not only explaining how it works, but also I shared some extra articles and videos about the importance of inbound liquidity. And Zero Fee Routing posted a tweet with a call for liquidity ads to be implemented for LND. That's what everybody is waiting for. And it's nice, he said, and I quote, "I will match any donations to the attached Bounty crowdfund to get liquidity ads as proposed and implemented to Core Lightning by nifty up to 10 million sets." Check out the tweet, the crowdfunding info, I also attached it, and the LND GitHub issue he also opened. This would be interesting, I think, that it's from the community up, something that a lot of people really want. There are also some discussions about it because of bandwidth and gossip use. But as I understand it, it's only a good sign. So check it out. And then Jonathan Serra made a user-friendly Telegram bot plugged to the LN Markets API, which for now only works on testnet, so you can try it out. And article about René Picard on BitMEX was very interesting. He wrote an article with the title "Price of Anarchy from Selfish Routing Strategies on the Lightning Network." In this article, he goes in depth into expected failure rates on routing channels as a function of channel drain. The price of anarchy might be higher than you suspect. So that's something interesting to read. And what also is nice, he mentioned that two of his students from the summer of Bitcoin 2022, it's an online summer internship program. He supervised them, and they also critically reviewed the initial draft of the article. So that makes it nice that they also helped with that. And then Voltage, they announced a startup program for companies who are building businesses on the Bitcoin Lightning Network. And they stated that two types of startup leverage the program, the ideation stage and the growth stage. They kicked off by partnering with PlebLab and Draper X Bitcoin Studio. So if you have a project and you would like to partner with Voltage, then check it out and apply. Perhaps it works for you also. And then for the updates, I have Core Lightning, multiple bug fixes, unwanted unilateral channel closes, and the fix a bug which intermittently crashed the node. That's not what you want. And then LND, a new release candidate, and two updates that I've put in the show notes, so you can check it out there.
Conectado Lumea.
All right, Edward, let's have a look at the rings forecast. The 2 million Satoshi's 23rd ring is full, so keep an eye on your DMs because we will invite you as soon as possible. And then I saw, Edward, that we have one spot left at the 10 million Satoshis 8th ring. So always nice to have a ring with those high liquidity. So if you are interested in a 10 million Satoshis ring of fire, please join our Telegram group and sign up. And maybe you're the lucky one because there's only one spot left. So last week, Edward, we got going again. So we balanced 3 rings, starting with 2 million Satoshis 22nd ring. Holy moly, this was a real tough one. We had gossip issues. We had people who had already seen some routing. We had gossip issues again, and so on and so on. So the ring needed 2 of the masters of ceremony at the top of their game, and Anonimo, because he already experienced some routing, putting a lot of effort to rebalance his channel so that our ring leader, Oliver Plus, could try to balance the ring once again, and he succeeded. So a real team effort, but holy shit, it was a pretty tough one. And then we had the 1 million Satoshis 40th ring. This ring was extremely active and therefore unable to balance. The network outsmarted us, unfortunately. So I think, Edward, we are building something that, it's alive, man, and it's getting bigger and bigger. And as I already said, it outsmarted us a bit with this ring because, and I think we must look at the positive way, because this ring is not only on fire, but it's exploding. So even with all these countries involved, we truly are building something beautiful together. And Jury had something to do again, because he needed to integrate a ring finished mode into ring tools bot alongside the ring balance mode, because obviously we are using the ring tools bot to put all those messages and to update the logo with a nice banner balanced. So he now integrated a finished mode for rings that we couldn't balance, but we are still we're able to finish. So that was nice and not nice at the same time. And we had, last but not least, we had the 1 million Satoshis 41st ring. Ralph Skulkrum balanced his 2nd ring as a ring leader tonight. He's getting more experienced and organized everything nice and smooth. He tested the route a couple of times the past few days, and initially it looked like we stumbled upon gossip issues again, but lowering the fees made them disappear instantly. We decided not to lower them completely to 0 due to the issues we had yesterday with the 40th 1 million Satoshis ring. And this seemed to work out nicely. So great job, Rolf, and enjoy those nicely balanced channels. And within these rings, we had node operators from USA, Italy, Spain, Germany, Holland, Sweden, Japan, India, and Great Britain. So I think, again, it's a lot. A nice distribution. So very happy with that.
And the gossip gods, right?
The gods of gossip, crazy, man. But as I say, we have to look at it in a positive way, that we are building something very active. So,
Well, that's that. Thanks, Stef. And let's go to the lightning notes.
Let's do it.
Conecta el mundo.
Make sure to secure your home network. So change default passwords and use 2-factor authentication where possible. And keep your software up to date. It's also very important. Please keep in mind that the whole Lightning network is very experimental. Software like MyNode, Umbrel, Recipe Blitz, for example, and many others, and LND also, are still in beta phase. Don't blindly run terminal commands on your node if you don't understand them yourself, and especially when prefixed with sudo. And the last one is also very important. Don't use Satoshis that you're not willing to lose. So if you're not aware of all security considerations, then read into it. Educate yourself, read articles, ask for help in Telegram groups with high reputation like ours, and listen to podcasts and learn by doing. Otherwise, don't participate.
Also, you can stay informed by following us on Twitter. You can find us at Satoshi Radio ROF. And follow our Lightning leader, Johnny Kiyashu. Join our Telegram groups, Satoshi Radio, Ring of Fire, and Connect the World. And check our website, satoshi.radio. It would be nice for you to be part of our Amores community. You can find us there on Satoshi Radio. And like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Use Podcasting 2.0 to listen to Connect the World. and you can check SATA trading for the current value. You can find all this information, of course, also in the show notes as well.
All right, let's get on to the show.
Conecta el mundo.
Welcome, El Profe. We're excited to have you in our podcast.
Buenos dias, El Profesor.
Buenos dias.
Buenas noches. Buenas todos.
Buenas noches. Eso es. Así es. Well, we know each other for quite some time now, I think, and I've been invited to one of your voice chats in the early days of your community. So, yeah, perhaps you can. We're very curious about your first experience with the Lightning Network, and if you still know what you did at that time.
Wow. Well, first things first, gracias in Spanish, and thank you for hosting, because I'm a big fan personally of the show, and again, congrats, Stef, on the Bitcoin baby.
Thank you.
I'm sure that Edward will do a good job teaching Spanish. But yeah, as he said, it was, I guess, episode 9. So at some point, maybe in October or November 21, that Edward kindly shared some time with the Latinodos community, and a lot has passed since then.
I was so nervous talking Spanish, of course, and I thought, well, with all the words that you need to explain yourself, it's different than just talk Spanish. So but it's so important.
You did great.
Thanks. And it was a social experience, because I talked about only the social aspect of Lightning within our Rings of Fire group then, because the podcast didn't exist yet. So that looks like it feels like a long time ago.
You see, like things pass very quickly when you are enjoying them. So we are the live example of that.
Yeah, that's right.
And especially because all those things are happening in the space, right? I mean, oh man. So much things that are going on within even Lightning already, and then imagine all the things that go with Bitcoin also. So it's crazy.
We noticed it also in our prep for this podcast that there's so many things that happened in a short period of time. So and the momentum is amazing. So you have a nice community there.
Thank you. I mean, it's. I'm just trying to like put a little bit of ideas there, here and there, and inviting people to share and make a safe, inclusive space. And of course, the members are the ones that really bring it to life.
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
And Edward already asked you, but what was your first experience with the Lightning Network?
Oh yeah, well, I think the first time I heard about it was fairly late, and I'm a bit ashamed about that. I think it was even during one of the pandemic lockdowns here in Germany, where one of the ways that you could cope with reality and the daily routine was downloading TikTok, and I did this just to spend some time in my room, and I saw a short video, a funny video. There was this person like explaining the Lightning Network concept, like with some thunderstorms in the background, and I found it funny. I didn't really pay attention. Again, this was like late 2020, and just forgot about it, because let's say that I was already interested in learning more about Bitcoin, doing this transition towards the understanding of what Bitcoin meant, and really just getting a sense of it, not just being there for the hype or for the sake of doing something different. But it was really only until mid 21 when we remember there was this also wave of new node operators. There was Plebnet that came to life. I think I just got pulled and gravitated towards this trend, and I felt it was time to also just get my hands on and learn a little bit more about it. So I jumped in. I started just searching around. Okay, get a node, turn it on, connect it, try to find some forums or just resources where you can learn about it, how it works, what does it do, what what do you need to avoid to not like mess it up that quickly, because as we know, Lightning network is still quite experimental, so things can go very bad very quickly if you're not playing it carefully. So I noticed quite quickly that there were communities being built up, mainly PlebNet and also the Satoshi Radio community. But I noticed that, of course, these were all English-speaking communities, and for me, obviously, as someone who has had the privilege to learn English, it was convenient. But then I thought to myself, well, I know that the big majority of the native Spanish-speaking people don't have this privilege. So what can be done here? And I really tried to search for something, and maybe you could find a forum here and there, but in Spanish. But these were maybe very technical forums or forums where there was not really a sense of community. It was just like a plain gray forum. Still useful because you could find the answers to your questions, but I didn't get the feeling of this companionship or social aspect that you noticed, or that I noticed right away with the PlebNet group or with Satoshi Radio and the Rings of Fire taking place. I participated, I think, in one of the
I remember
10th or something of 1 million. I don't know. So I was just trying to think. I think that there needs to be something in Spanish that fosters this social aspect of Lightning, because Lightning by nature, by definition, almost is social.
Yeah. And I'm also thinking about an episode we did with Koji Gashi from the Diamond Hands group from Japan, and and that was also difficult for us because the power it has, if you do it in your own native language, it's totally different, and it really built bridges because it's much easier and much inclusive, just like you said. And he also emphasizes that it's very important to also make content that is understandable for people who find it more difficult, because it is technical, it is experimental, and then it's just easier if it's in the same language.
We also started as a Dutch community, right, Edward? So
and then
of course,
we decided
to connect
changed.
the world.
And it was a calculated guess not a guess, but to change it. And I think there are a lot of things that you can do to make it still a great place. But for Latin American people, I totally understand. And Koji also made us realize that it's for some people it really is important to do it and understand it in your own language.
And English is quite much the second language of the Dutch people. Not officially, but you see this evaluation, these reports with the proficiency of English for the Dutch, and it's usually the top 5 along with the Nordics.
It's interesting to see that. And my mother is Spanish, so I've been there a lot, and that's only Europe, because South America is totally different, of course. But there are so many people there who can't speak English. And my 2 grandmothers couldn't speak English with each other, and that so it was really a problem. And I was all the time translating.
So you're doing a great job, El Profesor. That's
you're indeed doing a great job.
Before we are going into the 21 minutes, I have to say 2 things to El Profesor, because we can't ignore his shirt he's wearing. The shirt from the Dutch national team. So a Mexican guy cheering for us after Eres no penal, right? So
don't get me turned there, because I would say it's my Bitcoin shirt.
Cool. Bitcoin orange. That's why we love Holland so much. So, and of course the animation you have, man. You're looking,
you have a great smile, great brows. It's great.
Very cool. So really guys, let's head into the 21 minutes, because we have all kinds of questions for you, El Profesor. Are you ready to enter the 21 minutes?
Claro que sí.
Let's
Connect the build.
Let's start off with this question. In a recent article, you were interviewed by Being Crypto, and you talked about noticing a certain momentum in the rise of the Lightning Network. And what was the main reason for you to start the Latinodos Lightning community? in September 2021. And what was your role in it, and how do you manage it? You just talked about it a bit, but maybe you can elaborate some.
Let's say that I remember looking at two charts. I'm a very data-driven type of person, so I saw the capacity increase and how it really went exponential. Like there was no need to argue with that. So I thought like this is like growing fast. So like I need to understand what's going on. Like why is this growing so fast? What makes it so fun or so attractive? One, and the second graph that I looked at was just the Google search for Bitcoin, no, for Lightning Network. I think that also at that point in time it increased very much. So I was really curious to understand what was going on, because I had heard about Lightning before, but never really put a lot of attention into it. So I realized that there were communities existing already, but as mentioned earlier, there was none really that had this social aspect or community aspect of belonging, the sense of belonging in the Spanish language. So I thought let's do it in Spanish, because that way we don't leave millions of people, literally millions of people out that may also be interested in learning about this new technology and its applications. So what I tried to do was making it open in the sense that you didn't really require to be super knowledgeable on the technicals of Lightning or like knowing every single technical aspect about Bitcoin, and instead build a community where we could help each other learn. So it's an open Lightning community in Spanish for anyone that's interested in supporting the development of the Lightning Network.
Cool. And some of your community members are also community members of ours, and I saw that you did translate some stuff from our community, and you put all those nice images and visuals with it. So it really is, it's an eye catcher. So I think you're doing a great job
really visual
with that. Yeah. And you are a Mexican guy living in Germany, but is the adoption of Bitcoin bigger or better in Germany than in Mexico? What do you notice about the Bitcoin and Lightning adoption in your neighborhood where you live?
Good one. Something that I noticed when I arrived to Germany a couple of years ago was that people love cash here. They barely use the cards to pay. It's been changing a bit in some like maybe more modern types of establishments. But talking about Bitcoin and Lightning specifically, I mean, during the last couple of months, since like September around, when I really started getting involved with Lightning, started just asking every time I went for a cafe or for a beer, restaurant, just at the end, like this question to the person that provided the service, like, and can I tip you with Bitcoin? And they were like, no, we don't even take card. We don't like that. And I wouldn't say that the adoption is very high or developed here. However, it's interesting to see at the same time that when you look for the public available Bitcoin nodes, Germany is usually, along with the Netherlands, like in the top 3, top 5. So there's interest, I believe, yes, but there's not a lot of execution or application in the day-to-day life. So hope to see that changes in the other side. Sorry, in Mexico, I cannot tell that much. I know that some statistics say that there is around 10% of people involved in cryptocurrency, like using it. But my gut feeling tells me it's mostly people not in the Bitcoin environment.
No. Well, Hakuna from episode 16 also mentioned that in Germany the same experience that you saw, and if we maybe this will help to make it more easier. If you see look at the future of the Lightning wallets, is it too expensive for Latin American people to run their own nodes, or how do you see that future?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not sure about the expensive part. I mean, in Latin America, it's a very surreal type of place. At least I can talk about Mexico, where you can find really the full color range and the full spectrum of lifestyles. And I think it's not always only about the price that someone has to pay for acquiring the hardware to run a node, but also about the infrastructure needed to run it. So you need stable electricity with the stable voltage, and you need an internet connection that works continuously. and this is not always the case in every community or city in the places I know in Mexico or Latin America. So in terms of wallets, I think it will be important that there is development and education in terms of custodial non-KYC wallets, so people can use it and can get involved in the Lightning Network without the requirement to run a node.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we see more Spanish-speaking people entering the Bitcoin space, but how can we motivate or educate them to also enter the Lightning space? You are doing that, obviously, but how can we maybe help, or what's important for us to tell them?
Yeah, I think that it's awesome to share the knowledge and well, first of all, becoming aware that you have already a privilege by. I mean, I'm talking about us who already know a bit about Lightning Network and spreading this or sharing this with other people. And yeah, I think that if anyone is a newcomer into the Lightning community, at least I felt this when I started a couple of months ago, you notice that the community in general is very open, and it doesn't matter if you're a complete noob and starter. There will be experts that have a ton of knowledge and technical knowledge and conceptual knowledge about the technology and take the time to explain this to you. So I think that, patience and being open and really supporting people so they are able to then somehow become independent and then don't only come back with the same questions once and again, but really empowering them with this knowledge is going to be the game changer.
Yeah.
And if you had to name just one country in Latin American country to adopt Bitcoin as legal tender after El Salvador, Mexico, Brazil, what would it be? Let's make a bet on it. Come on.
Let's go for Costa Rica. I really enjoy
Costa Rica.
Okay. Let's go for Costa Rica.
Okay. And to combine it with my next question, well, Spanish is the world's second most spoken native language after the Mandarin Chinese. What's the main reason that a Spanish-speaking Lightning community at first didn't exist? Because you started it, but it didn't exist as it is now.
Yeah, and again, like I don't want to take the ownership. Like, this is like the first time the Bitcoin Lightning concept has been introduced to Spanish. Like, people have talked in Spanish about Lightning before. There were forums and all this, but again, I think that this concept of community and socializing was missing. And the reason for this maybe was that people were, like Spanish-speaking people were maybe more interested in other concepts than Lightning. So now with Latinodos, one of the attempts is developing the understanding and the adoption or development of the Lightning Network by making it maybe more open and easier to understand the practical uses, because sometimes maybe you are not technical, so you just avoid the technical part right away. Mm-hmm. But if you just make it tangible and present a story, a testimonial, it makes it more attractive for people who are new to get curious about it.
Yeah.
And is it also maybe because you talk about forums and communicating through forums is a bit more difficult than communicating through Telegram because it's instant, right? Is maybe something to do with that also, or?
Yeah, it can be like the channel is like the communication channel. I mean, is different, and of course when you have like live voice sessions or something like a small contest where you share memes and you tip someone with sats, it adds a completely different dimension where like our social spirit, like intrinsic social spirits as humans comes out.
Yeah. So Lightning will also make sure that it will be adopted because of the use of Lightning itself. So that's something to keep in mind also. And what is the most used Lightning node software within the Latinodos community at the moment?
Yeah, I just ran a poll the other day. So according to the poll, and not surprisingly, it's LND. As we know, it has a big lion's share of the implementations. But the interesting part is that even though it was around 80% LND, the rest, 20%, was evenly split between core Lightning and just open source implementation developments. So that's good.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah. And a lot of people run a node on a Raspberry Pi. For those people, what do you think should be the time to upgrade to some more serious hardware?
Before they are forced to do it because something went wrong.
Okay.
It happens. I mean, I would say it's a decision that if I had to like start all over again, maybe I would take more time thinking about it. And for this, I tried to be a little bit more detailed and explicit on making people or advising them to take the time to think about why they want to do this. If they are there just for the learning and the socializing part, if they want to like mount a service on their node, if they want to become a routing node, it's different objectives and purposes. So for this, it definitely plays a role on the setup and the hardware that you should try to put your node on. Yeah, the best time maybe is even before you start with the adventure.
Okay, then I have a big problem because I'm using a Raspberry Pi now. So. And recently there are a lot of great Bitcoin initiatives like Bitcoin Ekasi in South Africa. We had Herman Vivier on the show already, El Zonte in El Salvador, and Bitcoin Jungle in Costa Rica. But do you think this could also become a possibility in Mexico in the near future? Something like that?
Yeah, I think so. And if you start seeing the path of Bitcoin Beach, then there's also Bitcoin Jungle in this regional. There's even now the Bitcoin Lake in Guatemala. So it's getting further north. I personally, if I had to bet some money, I would aim for the south of Mexico. So in the border, there are the states of Chiapas and Oaxaca, and these are states where some communities are self-governed, so it's a more or less different state system or political system, but also they are very isolated communities with harsh economic conditions. So maybe if something could happen, it could be there, or in the world-known touristic destinations. If you go a little bit more to the northeast, there's the whole Maya area, so Tulum, Cancun. These areas where international tourists that may already know about Bitcoins. Maybe there's a fellow Dutchman or Dutch woman that visits Cancun, Tulum, and they see Bitcoin, they will know about it and engage. So I see that if it takes place in Mexico, it would be in the south or in the peninsula area.
The tourist
It's
area,
an interesting thought that it could also become something that people ask for it, right? That it answers to something we would like to see. And if you're a tourist, then I need to pay with sats.
Exactly. I was just going to say, I visited Tulum. I think it was like 3 years or so, 3 years ago. And I was paying with dollars, American dollars. Come on. I had to pay with Satoshis. Come on, man.
And then you need to change your euros. Yeah, that's... And Profe, you also built Rings of Fire, just like we do, to get people started with Lightning and have immediate inbound liquidity. And inbound liquidity is an important thing nowadays. And what are the most used solutions within your community to acquire inbound liquidity?
Yeah, I think this is a concept that not only in Latinodos, I think that just in general, it will become more and more relevant as the network keeps developing. So yeah, we have mentioned or discussed briefly in the community about, for example, the Magma service from Amores. And I once only talked briefly about Lightning Labs pool, but not because I was like inviting people, but because I had a problem. But luckily, then I shared the problem with the Satoshi Radio community, and they helped me solve it. But yeah, I think that in general, like buying inbound liquidity is still maturing type of service. And while there is interest, people are still in the process of getting the basics right and solid before moving into that part.
Yeah. And when thinking of future yield generation, what are your thoughts about developments on the Lightning Network, like smart contract, like Taro or something like that?
Yeah, that's a tough question. And I think that it will be this type of developments that will cause debate among the Bitcoin community. I can already feel it. But also, I want to think that there needs to be this friction, for developments to take place, and debate and the sharing and comparing of ideas. I don't know what will happen. Also, like in terms of how will this relate to banks rolling out their own digital currencies, like central banks, I mean. So I don't have an answer for that, but I would be also very interested in seeing what happens in the upcoming months and maybe 1 or 2 years when the first digital currencies from central banks roll out, the first smart contracts and stable coins based on Bitcoin, if that can become a thing, rolls out, and like how that like somehow intertwines with the development of the Lightning Network as such. It's interesting.
Yeah. There are a lot of people who are thinking, well, these upcoming 12 months, there's going to happen a lot.
And you said that you were very late to the party, but you're still that early now.
Very early,
You're so early.
We're all early. There are a lot of use cases for Lightning, and there's still much to gain. And for example, spending sats at your local brick and mortar merchant is a possibility. But also getting paid of paywalls or streaming sets to content creators, like we use also. And all those use cases help to grow adoption even further. What's the use case which will help adoption the fastest, you think, in the near future?
Yeah, it's true. Like the informal economy as such, at least in Mexico, it's not neglectable. So you go to the city center and you find all types of things that you can buy and sell. So these, along with remittances, of course, have big potential to increase in value thanks to Lightning. But yeah, I believe that the true game changer will come from these disruptive business models that value for value will enable. Again, I cannot really think yet of something that like how that will look like, because it's just new, it's disruptive. So by definition, we don't know how it will look, but I'm excited to see it, and I hope that we are part of that as communities and as content creators.
Yeah, with these communities, in my opinion, we are building the real big backbone for the future. Where companies can also build upon. So totally agree, man. And with your new YouTube channel, you created a series called Santos Sets, with real people talking about their journey in the world of Bitcoin and Lightning. Why is that telling these real stories is so important? And maybe show your show.
Yes, it's a quite new recent initiative where again I was just thinking how can newcomers get interested and get more curious about the Lightning network technology, and of course you know about the Latin American telenovelas. I was very surprised when I arrived here in Europe that even in Eastern Europe, I knew people from Romania that spoke perfect Spanish, and they told me, I watched the telenovela that I heard my mom watching like when I was 8 years old, and then even people from Turkey and so on. So where I'm going with this is that people, like we love stories and we love drama. It helps us engage and socialize. So I think that bringing these real stories, those are all real. Like I'm not scripting them and sending them the script, but like I just ask people to share with me some testimonies, and they are very open to just tell me how they discovered the Lightning technologies and how they are using it now. So I hope that more stories come and that these can also inspire more people to get curious and learn more about Bitcoin and the Lightning Network.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, I have a more technical question now. There were a lot of problems with the channel.db file. We had it also in our community, which are exploding right now. How do you deal with it within the Latinodos community? Because Small World in episode 11 also made some purge LND pay fails script to clean failed payments and HTLCs. Did you also help your community members with something along the way?
Yeah, specifically talking about the channel database file, like I can't really remember if like someone pointed out that they had an issue related to that. But I also recently shared this small tutorial or Twitter thread where I just try to explain in like a very simple way why is it important and what can you do about it. So at least not yet a problem, but I hope that this mini tutorial helps people avoid problems that come with it. But also, I am just hoping that with the upcoming developments of some implementations, this is not a problem anymore.
No, it will be fixed. That's for sure.
Yeah, of course.
And I hear the TikTok. That means that our time is running up. But I really want to ask you, what's the biggest mistake you made related to Lightning, so that people can learn from it?
We
of course,
all make mistakes.
True. I think that it wasn't really a mistake, but more like a bad practice. This was before there was the open balance channel command in the boss program.
Yeah.
And actually this was with our fellow member Laptop Man, where it was one of my first 5 or 10 channels, I guess, where we agreed via Telegram to open a ghetto swap where, just to quickly explain it, I think he or Laptop Man sent me 2 million sats on chain, and then he expected that I opened a 4 million a balance channel and push a 4 million channel with 2 sats pushed to him. So at some point he trusted that I could just walk away, like block him from Telegram and never come back. But I think that if that was the case, I would not be talking with you right now. But just maybe the mistake that I did there was just falling in the trust-based relationship. So we know that Bitcoin and Lightning is about trustlessness. So it's also something that we try to learn about and comment in the Latinos community. So just learn and always aim for the trustlessness instead of having to depend on the reputation of someone else.
That's an interesting thing, because it could also lead to discussion where that's what I saw about wanting to communicate with your peer and really know the person next to you, because Rings of Fire is very social, but I understand it that if it involves Satoshis, then you really want to do it trustless within the technology then. But knowing your peer,
I think it's a bit
it's a social thing.
Balancing on a chord, right? I mean, I also think that we don't do everything trustless, although it needs to be, I think. But it's as you guys said, it can be when you have a real social happening and you learn from each other, then it's not bad to trust one another, you know. Yeah. But and I think Laptopman just has
he has a nice smile. Also.
It doesn't matter. He just sends everyone 2 million satoshis here and there. So.
For those who don't know him, he's a community member and
he's part of the Connect the World team.
Exactly that. Yeah, a lot. And you can talk to him if you want to ask him a question, or you want some satoshis.
On-chain satoshis.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, Prof, sorry we failed to ask more questions because we had a lot more. So we would be delighted if you want to come back someday and on our show for a next run. Great.
Cool.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Connect o Mundo.
Yeah, El Profesor, last week we had Marc Lacougère from, he's Rusoft, of course. He's going by the name of Rusoft.
Yeah, it's easier.
A great guy, made the Igniter script where we balance all those Rings of Fire with. And we had him to come up with a question for you. So Edward will play the audio file and then you may answer it.
What could be done to attract more mainstream routing node operators?
That was direct. Yes. Yeah. So we obviously know that we maybe to some extent are still like part of the early adopters group, and this type of characters that we are proactive. We maybe care about the purpose of the technology, and maybe for mainstream characters that's not the case, at least typically, and maybe for them it's more about the practical benefit, like making it so evident that they don't have to spend extra effort in being proactive and reading and learning, because the benefit is just there. That will drive the use. So what does this mean in practical terms? I would bet for tools that make, for example, API or return on your sats more easy and more early, because I noticed that for some people Bitcoin is still like not that clear for them, and they only relate the concept with, oh, how do I make a return of this? So maybe if this can somehow bring or attract mainstream users that see this as one of the many practical benefits that will drive masses, and there are already tools or platforms doing this. I can only think right now, for example, CoinJoin, that allows you to lock some sats and maybe do some or get some returns there. But yeah, the more these tools develop, I think that the more interested mainstream adopters will be into getting involved in the Lightning Network.
Yeah, more user friendly also. Yeah. Yes. And next time we have a new guest. His name is Graham Krycek. He's the CEO of Voltage. Wow. We want to ask him also a question from you. Which question can we ask him?
Well, first, congratulations for what Voltage is doing. A big fan of the blog posts and the reports shared there. My question has to do with what can but when can we expect low or no code solutions for developing Lightning services? And I asked it because maybe not every small or medium-sized company will have the budget to hire a Bitcoin or Lightning developer. So when no or low code solutions?
Cool.
That's an interesting question. Yeah, I'm thinking of the Lightning Development Kit, of course. That was something that will help. But you're absolutely right. It could be a lot more easier. So that's an interesting question. Yeah.
Соединим этот мир.
Thanks again for being on our show, Profe.
Muchas gracias, amigo.
Muchas gracias, yeah.
Hey, where can people follow you, El Profesor? Can you share your new show on YouTube or your Latinodos community?
Or your website?
Everyone is welcome to La Fiesta, to the party of Latinodos. Fun fact, I think it was in one of the recent Rings of Fire in Latinodos where there was a participant from Germany, and she said that she wanted to improve her Spanish. So she just joined the Spanish-speaking Ring of Fire, and there was like a very fun interaction there. So of course, everyone that wants to engage with other Spanish-speaking node operators is welcome to the Latinodos community. The easiest way to find us is maybe on Twitter. So if you go for hola_Latinodos, you can find us there. You can also go to the website, which is latinodos.social. And I think that there you can find many more details about activities that we are doing, the purpose that we follow, and also links to the videos and stories that we talked about earlier, to also a series of recordings and podcasts where we talk about other Spanish-speaking node operators, and sometimes even not Spanish-speaking but live translated into Spanish, so no one misses out. So Latinodos.social and Twitter hola_Latinodos.
Great effort you made, and we will definitely put it in our show notes. So also, if you're wanting to learn Spanish and love Lightning, then of course,
Latinodos is the way to go.
Exactly.
And you have quite some work to do then, because we will send you this recording in up front, and you may live translate it. Latinodos community.
I will request some support from Edward, I guess.
And making a telenovela about it. Well, thanks for listening, and thanks to all members participating in Satoshi Radio Rings of Fire. And Latinodos, of course. And thanks to everyone helped to connect the world with us all. And if you like our content, please support us in our mission. Visit our website, connecttheworld.live, where you can donate and subscribe, like, and share our content on your favorite platform or Podcasting 2.0. And we need you to complete our mission, connect the world. Keep those nodes running, sats flowing, and rings burning. And see you all next week with Graham Krycek on the same Lightning channel. Hasta luego, profe.
Buenos tardes.
Cheers.
Cheers.